Hi Gemini, welcome to your December 2025 tarot reading. If you're new, welcome in. If you're returning, welcome back. Either way, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for sharing your energy with me. I do appreciate it. Be sure and follow, like, subscribe on all my social media, please. I'm trying to grow my collective on both and just trying to reach more people and get more messages out there. So thank you for that. If you're interested in free tarot readings and announcements, I'll do that at the end. We'll go ahead and get into the tarot right now. So I am going to pull a Celtic cross spread, and then I have 2 oracle decks that I'll pull from as well, just for additional messages or, you know, just kind of wrap everything up. So let's get into the tarot. Hope you guys are having an awesome day. Let's see. So we have the 8 of Wands, the Star, the 5 of Cups, Temperance, Queen of Cups, 10 of Pentacles, I like it, Page of Swords, Queen of Swords, Ace of Cups, and the Queen of Pentacles. On the bottom, we have the Hanged Man. So I always take that bottom card. We also have the Hermit, which we have Strength. I normally only take one bottom one, but these kind of fit into the theme here, so we'll get into it. But I always take that bottom card because it's like the underlying energy of the reading. And the Hanged Man is about a pause or surrender. And it's also about seeing things from a different perspective. See how he's like hanging by his foot there and he's just kind of looking at things differently. So I feel like you are seeing things from a different perspective, or you will be seeing things from a different perspective. Maybe just seeing things in a different way. We'll get more into the tarot and figure out how that applies. But I also feel, so we have the Hermit and the Strength card here. So the Hermit is about soul searching. It is about going within to find answers. And then the Strength is obviously like strength, courage, perseverance. So I definitely feel like you've been through something here, and it's been a very emotional time, but you've gone within to seek answers, and you're definitely persevering through. So the situation, or you, is we have the 8 of Wands. And the 8 of Wands is about communication, but it's also about like swift progress. See how these are all kind of flowing? It's about flow and ease and everything kind of just flowing along quickly and easily. So I feel like you're ready for things to speed up. You're ready for something to kind of start moving forward. You're ready for progress. The blockage here is the Star, which is about hope and renewal, and it's about healing. So it's also about like a wish fulfillment. So I feel like you, obviously we all want wish fulfillment, but you're definitely focused on something here. You just need to heal before things can move forward. And that could be different healing for each of you. It could be from past relationships. It could be inner child healing. It is a general reading, so it's going to be different for each of you. But I definitely feel like there is some healing that needs to take place. So the root of this, or the underlying root of this, is the 5 of Cups. So the 5 of Cups is about loss. It's about grief. It's about maybe not seeing, you're kind of focused on the negative here. He sees these 3 cups that are spilt, but he doesn't see these 2 cups here behind him. And they lead to this bridge and this happy house here. You know, don't focus on what's lost. Focus on what's coming in for you. So in the recent past, we have Temperance, which is about patience, calm. It is about balance. She has the 2 chalices here with the water. 2s are about balance, and this is also about like alchemy. So I feel like maybe that's part of your healing, is you just need to transmute and alchemize this energy, this healing energy, whatever this loss could have been. It could have been a job, could have been a person, situation. Again, it's going to be different for each of you because it is general. But I definitely feel like you've started to alchemize. You're healing this. You're balancing out here. Your higher self, or your subconscious, we have the Queen of Cups. So the Queen of Cups is a very intuitive, she is the feminine queen. So cups are about our emotions. She is very intuitive. She's very creative. She's very in touch with her intuition. So I feel like your higher self or your subconscious is telling you to use your intuition, connect to your creativity, just, you know, again, with the emotions, kind of tap into that creativity, the creative emotions. In the near future, we have the Ten of Pentacles. So the Ten of Pentacles is you working towards this legacy, working towards building this, you know, this legacy, because Pentacles are all about money, stability. With the Ten of Pentacles, it's about like an inheritance or, you know, leaving a legacy for your children, your children's children. It's just about, you know, building up to that Ten of Pentacles. I don't know if this would be like a windfall or, you know, it could be an inheritance. Maybe you have an inheritance coming. But I feel like this is more of you moving towards the Ten of Pentacles, focusing on alchemizing and building a legacy. Your advice from Spirit here, we have the Page of Swords. So the Page of Swords is about information. It's about messages. It's about knowledge. He's very curious. So I feel like Spirit is telling you to be curious and to be open to receiving messages. Again, with that creativity, your intuition, maybe receiving intuitive messages. This could also be about learning something new. You know, if you want to work towards the Ten of Pentacles, maybe there's just a new skill you need to learn, or, you know, new details you need to, if you're building a business, if this is your legacy, if you're building a business or building something that is legacy worthy, then there are things you're going to have to learn. You know, you can't possibly know everything there is to know. So Spirit's kind of telling you, maybe look at those finer details, maybe do some research and figure out what it is you need to build that legacy. In your immediate environment, the influence here is the Queen of Swords. So the Queen of Swords is, she's got her boundaries up. So she's a great leader, but it's an air sign. So she's very thought processed. I feel like you're just, you know, you're thinking about things, but you're also, you have your guard up, your boundaries. So she has her hand open here to receive, but yet she's got that sword up. So, you know, she doesn't take any bullshit. This is an air sign, so you could have an air sign in your environment, but it doesn't have to be another person. This could just be your energy. But again, you know, keep your boundaries. I feel like you do have your boundaries and you just need to keep those. So your hopes and fears, we have the Ace of Cups. You're hoping for emotional fulfillment. Again, whether that's in a love relationship, a work relationship, this could be you opening to your creativity. So you have like the dove and this cross here, which is about like spirituality and your cup overflowing. So maybe you're wanting more intuitive messages. Maybe you are wanting to open up to your spirituality, but this is, again, a cup. So it's about emotional fulfillment, whatever that is for you. Again, it's going to be different for each of you. But the overall outcome here, we have the Queen of Pentacles. So that's a very good energy to be in. The Queen of Pentacles is grounded. She is stable. She's nurturing. She's an earth sign. So she's emotionally stable, financially stable. She's just, you know, grounded in earth because she is the earth energy there. So I really love that. I definitely feel like you are healing, but you're moving through it. Like you're alchemizing really well here. So what do they not see coming, spirits? What do they not see coming here? What does Gemini not see coming? So we have the Page of Wands, which is about ideas. It's about like enthusiasm, being creative. So I feel like maybe you're going to be getting some more enthusiasm back, a little more passion back about things. And then we have the Knight of Pentacles, which is like a stable, it could be a job offer coming in, but it's also just like a stable, grounded, again, with the Pentacles. It is a very slow moving night, so this isn't a fast energy here. Wands do have a little faster energy, but I feel like this is you maybe getting a little more enthusiastic about like your stability and how you're going to grow that, if that makes sense, because you have this Page of Swords about learning new things, getting new ideas. And then we have the Page of Wands, which is about action and enthusiasm and passion. So I feel like maybe you're just getting more passionate about how to step into that and learning new things. And then you have the High Priestess here, which is about your intuition. So this could definitely be about your spirituality. You could definitely be opening up to more gifts here, your spirituality. But she's also just about your intuition. So, you know, you could be just getting more excited and more passionate about your stability and your foundations and about the direction that you're headed, and you're following your intuition. You know, when you're trying to build something, especially on a spiritual path, it is always best to follow your intuition, because your intuition is going to guide you where you need to go. But I definitely feel like you're going to be opening up more to that. And just trust your intuition. So what does Gemini need to focus on, Spirit? What does Gemini need to focus on? Okay. Yeah, we have the Page of Cups, the Two of Wands, and the Nine of Pentacles. So with the Page of Cups, again, it's about receiving, being open to receive. He has this cup here with this fish in it. So this is about being open emotionally to receive. And whether that's, again, whether it's in money or your business, your work, like if you work for a company, whether this is about love, this is about being open to receive. And then we have the Two of Wands. So the Two of Wands is about planning. It's about taking those next steps. Just be open to the steps that are coming in here. He has this, well, in this one he has a snow globe because it's the Christmas edition, but he has, in Rider-Waite, he has the globe in his hand. Like he has the whole world. Like you have the whole world at your fingertips here. Just be open to new ideas, being open to new plans, being open to taking that next step. And we have the Nine of Pentacles here, which is about luxury. It is about, you know, the fruits of your labor paying off here. This is like financially independent, but I feel like this is telling you to know your worth, and to work on your self-worth. Maybe that's part of what you are healing here, is that you are capable of doing this, and be open to, you know, stepping into this self-worth. Be open to stepping into this financially independent time. Just be open, I think, is what Spirit is telling you here. This is really awesome. I love this for you, Gemini. This is really good energy. I mean, you're definitely moving towards, you know, that Queen of Pentacles and your intuition. We've got 3 queens out here, which is, let's see, what queen is missing? Queen of, we have Cups, Wands. So you're just missing the Queen of Wands, and she's like more of the charismatic, outgoing. So maybe that's what it is. Maybe you've been too introverted. Maybe you need to be more charismatic, and again with that self-worth, maybe that's what you're trying to work through here and alchemize, so that you can open up to more gifts. You know, when you don't feel worthy and you don't have that self-worth, you don't feel like you are open to gifts. You don't feel like you're open to financial independence. It's all to do with your self-worth, and that's like inner work. You know, it could be shadow work, it could be childhood wounds, it could be, you know, what did your family know about, you know, different things. How were you raised? So again, it's going to be different for each of you, but I feel like it's a part of you that needs to heal, and it has to do with your self-worth. So however that resonates for you. So we have stillness and we have patience. Yeah, we have that Hanged Man there. So I feel like maybe things are kind of still right now while you're healing, and you just need to have patience right now. Do that inner work. It is the end of the year. You know, it's winter. Now is a time where, you know, our ancestors in the fall would have the harvest, and they would gather everything and gather the food. And then through the winter, they would just kind of coast, you know, just kind of eat off the crops that they had, eat off the meats that they had, and they would just relax through the winter. And when I say relax, it's not like they didn't do anything. They still had to chop wood and do, you know, things with animals, whatever they had to do. But, you know, it was a time of being more still. It was a time of peace. It was more of a time of, you know, like bears hibernate. Certain animals hibernate in the winter. I feel like this is just a time to heal and go within and let things go, let things flow, because you don't want to take all of this negativity into the next year. Leave it here. This is a 9 year. Next year is a 1 year. So, you know, lots of new beginnings, lots of new. So leave all that stuff here. Just kind of heal and rest. And open up to your gifts. You know, when you rest and you meditate, it's not like you're not doing anything. You're alchemizing. You're working through those energies, and that's so important. So we have Father Christmas and Silent Night. I love this Oracle deck. It's the Seasons of the Witch Yule Oracle. Such a beautiful deck, but I also love the messages too. The artwork's really cool. So we have Father Christmas, which is number 13, which does combine to a 4. So maybe 13 or 4 resonate for you. And it's on page 60, so maybe 6 resonates. Father Christmas, naughty nice. How did thee get here? Lost perhaps? No worries at all. Gather yourself and clear the frost, for all good still lives in you, dear. What list will you be on this year? Naughty or nice? Father Christmas, Santa Claus, Old Saint Nick, even Krampus are critical figures in holiday celebrations. We know that these archetypes is the jolly old man who judges whether we are worthy of gifts, if you are kind-hearted, or lumps of coal if you are terrible. You may have grown up and stopped worrying about getting gifts for the holidays, but that doesn't mean you shouldn't be mindful of how your energy manifests into the world. You're being guided to share a little kindness. Ask yourself, what would the best version of myself do in this situation? Keep this in mind as you go about your day and see how this simple question can dramatically shift your perspective. Kindness costs nothing, but can reward you with endless blessings. That's really cool. I like that card. That's really good advice. Okay, and then we had Silent Night, which is number 32, which combines to a 5. And it's on page 105, which is also a 6. Keywords are meditation, peace, stillness. What did I say about meditation? If by night the world should sleep, a sleep so deep the silence be deafening, there would sound nothing at all, and all nothing would sound. You're being guided to pause to reevaluate your situation. Now is not the time to move forward with your plans just yet, and you may even find your goals coming to a complete standstill. Something isn't working, and you need this time to reassess your progress before moving forward. You may even need to release your situation altogether and consider a new path to your desires. Silent Nights offers further guidance. Take this time to meditate and find inner peace. You could be stuck in an old or repeating pattern that has created a blind spot where your situation is concerned. Perhaps you're investing in a situation that has not repaid you for some time. Or it may be that you've given more than you have to offer, and it's time to cut your losses. Consider this pause a blessing, and take this moment to shift your perspective. Again, with the Hanged Man, it's all about your perspective. Right now, I feel like you are on a pause, and it's a much needed pause, because you need to, with that Hermit, go within and kind of soul search and find out, what it is that you want to work towards. You can't move forward until you have all the answers, but you had a lot of cards about stillness and patience and reevaluation. So again, I feel like this is a time of reflection, kind of, get it together and figure out what it is you want to move forward, figure out how you want to move to that 10 of Pentacles and how you want to build that legacy. So I really love this for you, Gemini. I hope that this resonates and could bring you some clarity. And I will see you guys next week. If you want to stick around, I'll tell you about, so the free tarot readings, I'm going to start giving away on TikTok and YouTube. Go to my website and scroll all the way to the bottom of the home page, and you can sign up for my newsletter. That will submit your email address to me. I do not sell your information to third-party companies, and I will not spam you. It's just to sign up for that newsletter, and that way I have your email, because that's how I'll notify you about the free tarot reading if you do win. And then with my newsletter, I send one out at the beginning of every month. It covers the astrology for that month and just kind of helps you work through the energies. It kind of makes it easier to work with the energies rather than against them. So, and then I may send out a second one if there's a lot of energy that month. I may send out a second email about the astrology just to kind of go more in depth about how to deal with things. But, I'm never going to send you more than a couple emails a month. I put your email in an Excel spreadsheet. That way I know who to send the newsletter to, and I know who to enter into the drawing for the free tarot reading. So if you're interested, go sign up. Check out my website while you're on there. It's really interactive. There's some free downloads. You can play with some tarot cards while you're on there if you're interested. I did put some digital products on there. My services are up and running. I kind of closed my tarot readings and my coaching down. I just got busy and I didn't want to take on more than I could handle, because, you know, I obviously want to make sure that you guys have my full and undivided attention when you purchase a tarot reading or my coaching program. So anyway, it's back open now, so feel free to check those out if you're interested. Like I said, be sure and follow, like, share on TikTok and YouTube. Anybody that has purchased items or left me a donation, thank you so much for all the love and support. I really do appreciate you guys. And if you aren't interested in the products or you can't leave a donation, just the likes, the follows, the shares, all the comments. I love to hear the synchronicities. I love to hear from you guys. So feel free to reach out in the comments or message me, because I love to hear from you guys. So yeah, that's all I've got for now. All my updates. I will be going live on Saturdays at 11 a.m. on YouTube, and I may do TikTok as well. We'll see. But I'm just going to do like a check in with you and your person, like love readings or general readings. I haven't really decided yet, but the 20th, I will not be going live until in the evening. I'll update you on that further, though, because that's my birthday. So I'll be hanging out with friends in the morning, my kids in the afternoon, and then I'll hang out with you guys at night. And there just happens to be a new moon that night. So I'll probably do like a new moon ritual and maybe some tarot readings. We'll see. But we'll definitely get into some fun. So yeah, go check out the website. And thanks for being here. I appreciate all the love and support. I'll see you guys next week. Bye.